Good morning. It
Good
is really
morning.
a pleasure. It is really a pleasure that you have joined us, and we are looking forward to listening to your views. And especially because the change of circumstances, I think women are most affected. I think they are most vulnerable that way because inequalities are so pervasive that somehow women are affected in all the circumstances, and maybe epidemics or pandemics. Earlier also in Ebola and Zika and all these pandemics, we have seen that women have been adversely affected, and child trafficking and also child marriages. All these things have come up as a result of those. And present crisis is no different. We are reading many things in the newspaper and and other records that what is happening to the women, and it is very surprising to see that actually what is happening. Of course, the first problem I think which we all are facing is the increased domestic, work, of course, which is there, and where there is no sharing of work also, and this unpaid work, and house, you could say, circumstances are changing, dynamics are changing at all, and but what is happening in the poorer families, where the women are they eat less, when the scarcity is there. So that is another problem. My male is the breadwinner there, and female is the caregiver, and she herself would not take much and feed others. So these kind of problems are there when the scarcity of food is there, when where your jobs are being just eroded and so on. Then secondly, we can also see that it is a medical emergency, and world over, I think all most of the health workers are women. I think 70%, nearly 70%, health workers are women. And for that matter, just the US, 78% of health workers are women. And in China's Hubei province, 90% of the health workers are women. So in this case, when they are facing the disease frontline as nurses, as health workers, naturally they are the most affected lot. And when we know that in most of the countries there are no equipments, medical equipments are missing, and they are very less, then naturally the women are affected adversely in these circumstances. Also in India, if we see specifically, you see the Anganwadi workers who are doing a lot in the rural and semi-urban areas. There, the most of the women are there, and again, they are they are the sufferers there. Another thing which is very surprisingly coming out is domestic violence. And domestic violence, we all know that is there in especially the Asian periphery. But this is what is happening in US, in the European countries also, and many women are calling up the cops also for help. And this is very surprising that everywhere now also this is the domestic violence part. But more, I think, deadly is that how women abuse also is happening, because you see the abuser is also in the confines of the same house, and the victim is also there. And when they are not supposed to move out of the house, some kind of things which are happening, or which is not really, really bad there. And so increased case of domestic violence is another problem. And a lot of divorces are lined up, and especially one which is opened up. I think lawyers there are very busy, tackling these divorce cases. So this is again, and these things are not covered by the media also. So most of the women problems are not even covered by the media. And another thing which we see is that a lot of informal careers, which women are the part of it. These informal careers are at stake now. Maybe domestic help and all, they are at stake. So that is why again women are adversely affected. But despite this, I see a ray of hope, because if we see the UN report also, focuses on women. While giving the report, they are focusing on the problems of women. And in India also, we can see that, I think very interesting episode was there when, in one part of India, when this liquor was opened up, women came out and they just, forced the shops to close, because then, this abuse would increase. So women are vocal, and they know about their rights. And so that is why I still see a ray of hope. And Professor Bulbul will explain to us in detail what is happening in the present scenario. and we are looking forward to listen to her. And I also welcome all the participants who are, with us, they who are joining us daily and benefiting from our resource persons, and also my team who is working dedicatedly towards it. Professor Bulbul Bhai.
साहित्यिक विषयों पर चर्चा परिचर्चा का यह दौर निरंतर जारी रहेगा। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद।